New details today about the 8 people killed when their boat capsized in a fierce weekend storm on Lake Tahoe.
June 21st, 2025, Tahoe tours. As we embarked on our journey towards Emerald Bay, a squall came up over the mountain out of nowhere, and we were told to turn around. The waves were 3 to 8 foot at times, and the furniture was flying from one side of the boat to the other. We were all told to get down below, and we made it back to the dock safely.
I literally just told y'all how Lake Tahoe showed the world that it was a fucking ocean, right? And it claimed 8 lives. And weather that was not on the radar began to happen. Snow began to fall in June. Temperatures plummeted. The lake, the calm lake that people like to frequent and vacation, actually said, surprise, bitch, I'm an ocean, and claimed 8 lives. Do you know one of those lives was the executive of DoorDash? After y'all was talking about boycotting them, his family wiped out? Tell me that don't sound suspicious. That don't sound a little suspicious? Like, of all the boats that was on
I
the
hadn't
water,
heard that people didn't make it out,
right?
but I really want to show how dangerous this
The
was.
one
I'm
that
seeing so many people
turns
like snow in
over
Tahoe is normal.
was
This
the
storm came out of
executive
nowhere. We
of
were supposed to boat
DoorDash.
on Friday. They switched us to Saturday because of high
I
winds.
wonder if
I don't
anyone had
think, well,
something
I
to
know we would
gain
not have gotten on the boat if we would have known it would have ended like
from
this. And I
that.
don't think they would have let us get on the
Because
boat if
how,
they knew that
Sway?
this storm was coming. I'm going to put timestamps to
How?
show just how fast this progressed. Like an hour ago, we were jumping off the boat. We had to get off the boat in a full-on snowstorm. And now it's as if nothing happened.
Okay. I think you are.
So pretty much a shit show in South Lake Tahoe today. If you look closely, that's me with the gray sweater saving all these damsels in distress. Many of them are crying. You see the 2 shirtless numbskulls? Those are 2 gay guys we met on the beach. Nope, that's my father-in-law. That's not a gay guy. The one on the left is actually a tech engineer who thinks he's manhandling the boat, but it's clearly stuck in the sand. I'm clearly doing all the hard work, saving people, and he's just taking all the credit as Trino runs up to the shore. It's kind of been a rough day. And, watch another one. Oh, don't worry, I got you. Connor helped you first, right? Look at me, dude. I'm like goddamn superhero. I feel like Batman right now. Everyone's going, look at him holding the boat. Look at him holding the line on the left. Dude, just saving someone I threw on the ground. Look at him trying to grab the boat with the damn rope wrapped around the Mercury. Oh my God, what is he doing? Who does he think he is?
Have y'all ever seen a lake turn into an ocean in minutes? Because Lake Tahoe just did that, y'all. They had a storm that hit Lake Tahoe so hard that the locals there thought the fucking world was ending. That storm straight violated Lake Tahoe, y'all. I'm talking about it was flipping boats. The wind gust was out the roof. Like, it looked like a tsunami. I'm not even lying, y'all. And the wild part is they said they didn't have no warning, no alert, no siren. People was just chilling when this storm just did this shit. Look at this shit, y'all.
Holy shit.
If you didn't know no better, you would have thought this was a lake, right?
Holy
This shit look crazy. Look
shit,
at the boats. You had people that been living there for 30 and 40 years that said they never seen anything like this. They seen storms before, but nothing like this at all, ever. How does a lake turn like this in the middle of the summer, y'all? This man that's recording is amused too. He like, what the fuck? Look at that person too. You know the world changing fast when storms like this can just come out of nowhere and hit hard like this. And make people that's been living there all their life like, I never seen anything like that. I need y'all thoughts down below on what y'all think happened.
You've seen Lake Tahoe on postcards and Instagram, but did you know it was once sacred Washoe land that was taken and never given back? For thousands of years, the Washoe tribe lived around Lake Tahoe. They called it Da'au-Agay, meaning edge of the lake. Every summer, families gathered there to fish, hold ceremonies, and pass down stories. But when settlers arrived during the gold rush, everything changed. The land was claimed. Forests were cut. The lake became a playground for the rich, and the Washoe were forced out. They weren't just displaced. They were banned from accessing the very waters their ancestors had honored for generations. The Washoe never signed a treaty. They never sold the land. But to this day they have no legal claim or federal ownership of Lake Tahoe. They've spent decades petitioning for recognition and access, while luxury homes, golf courses, and ski resorts now dominate land that once held sacred meaning. Follow to help restore truth to stolen places, because no sacred lake should be reduced to a vacation spot.
It's pretty rough stuff out there, that's for sure. So either we hang out here for a few days until it calms down.
Cap, we got 60,000 pounds of fish here. What, are we going to let it spoil and feed it to the birds?
Yeah, I thought we were going to set the market, man, make a killing.
Or we say to hell with it. Drive right through it.
sell those, probably a $250,000 Cobalt. Brand new. God, the Pole Cobalt's destroyed. You can't see it. Brand new Cobalt. Destroyed. Look at these legs. We're gonna go swimming in a few minutes. Stay tuned. And it's snowing. Oh, and look sideways. Look. By the way, it's snowing. It's fucking snowing. Hey, John Wild, should I shoot a reel here or what? Dude, I'm gonna go live performance right now. See what's up. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Coast Guard's everywhere out there. Look at those boats out there, dude, just getting ransacked.
I experienced the craziest storm in Lake Tahoe and witnessed a boat capsizing, resulting in 7 casualties and 1 person still missing. Let me tell you what happened. This past weekend, I went to Lake Tahoe on a work trip where we went out, ate dinner, talked business, and of course, surfed. At first, everything was normal. The sun was out, the water was cold, but with a wetsuit, no problem. We were all just having a great time out on the lake, but out of nowhere, the waves started to get real big and the clouds were very dark. We asked our great captain Andy what's going on, and he said, I don't know, there was nothing in the weather forecast, but we need to get to shelter now. So we went to the nearest cove and hung out there for an hour. As we were there, we hooked up to another boat and the most bizarre thing happened.
What is happening? It's snowing. Andy, what did you take us to, bro?
Keep in mind, this was on June 20th. I have never seen snow in the summer. After a while, we asked Andy if it was possible to drive us back home in the storm. And he said, I can safely get you back, but you're not going to like it. It's going to be one bumpy ride. And we said, we're freezing. Let's go. Let's take the chance. So we started our journey home, and Andy wasn't kidding. It was extremely bumpy. We were even colder than before, and honestly, it was a little scary. But this was the craziest part. On the way back, we saw a boat completely capsized with the Coast Guard boat crash into the rocks and fire trucks all up on the road waiting for them. At the time, we were unaware of the severity of the accident, but later found out all the details and realized we were actually in danger. We feel really bad for all the families, but we were very fortunate that we made it home safe and sound.
The Coast Guard reported 6 to 8 foot swells, 30 knot winds, and even snow when a freak storm rolled over Lake Tahoe. A time lapse over 2 hours shows just how quickly the storm became violent. The Coast Guard says a 27-foot Chris Craft boat capsized, leaving 6 dead, 2 hospitalized, and 2 missing. The Coast Guard suspended its search for the 2 missing passengers after covering over 390 square miles for 12 combined hours.
You're looking at 3 of the 8 people who died last Saturday on Lake Tahoe when their boat capsized. In the middle here, 37-year-old Josh Pickles. On one side, his mother, Paula. On the other side, his father, Terry. His wife was not on the boat, according to a family spokesperson. She was on shore with their 7-month-old daughter. She did issue a statement saying, "We are devastated by this tragedy. No words can express the pain and anguish we feel, knowing their lives were lost during what was meant to be a joyful time on the lake." Josh was a DoorDash executive. His parents were retired, but his mom, Paula, had previously worked for Apple. I spoke with many of her former co-workers and friends. They spoke so highly of her, saying she was such a joy to be around. In fact, a family spokesperson says they were celebrating her 71st birthday at this outing. I also talked with a childhood friend of the family, specifically a childhood friend of Josh, his name being Vinny Chopra. His parents ran a little restaurant in Redwood City called Little India up until 2015. He said that he just wanted to make sure that people knew that they were a great family and they will be missed, saying they touched a lot of lives. Vinny said that Paula was fun and lively. He said Terry had an English background, and his father's background was from India, So they got along when they were talking about cricket and soccer, and yes, they did like football as well. He said Josh was just an all-around great.
All 8 bodies now recovered after a boat capsized on Lake Tahoe on Saturday. This happened near D.L. Bliss State Park on the lake's southwest edge, just north of Emerald Bay. A strong storm suddenly moved in with winds up to 35 miles an hour and waves up to 8 feet on the lake. The Coast Guard says a large wave appears to have caused the 27-foot boat to capsize, sending 10 people into the chilly waters. Crews managed to rescue 2 people who are now in the hospital. 8 people were killed.
If you're new here, I usually talk about some pretty scary stuff, but this next story, Lake Tahoe just reminded us it's not just a lake. Yo, after the last storm, Lake Tahoe changed like completely. What used to be a peaceful vacation spot turned into a full-blown ocean, and this isn't just rumors. 8 people were unalived in a single weekend. Weather that wasn't even on radar started happening. Snow fell in June, temperatures crashed, boats flipped, waves got violent, visibility dropped, and suddenly the lake started swallowing things. Locals say it felt alive, and one of the people who didn't survive was an executive from DoorDash. Yeah, out of all the boats on the water that day, the one that overturned was carrying a DoorDash exec and his entire family right after people were calling for a boycott. Is this coincidence or could it be something darker? Because this is where it gets even weirder. In the days after, some people reported seeing massive shadows moving beneath the surface. We're talking sea creature level stuff. And if you don't believe that, look up the old Washoe tribe legends. They've been saying for generations that there's something unnatural living in Lake Tahoe. And now it's like the lake is waking up. Was this a freak storm or something ancient that finally had enough? Drop your theories in the comment section. Was this targeted? Was it a warning? Or just Mother Nature losing her mind?
Did you know Lake Tahoe hides an eerie underwater graveyard beneath its clear waters? Located on the California-Nevada border, Lake Tahoe is not only famous for its stunning clarity and alpine beauty, but also for its mysterious underwater graveyard near Emerald Bay. This eerie site is a cluster of logs and remnants from the 19th century logging era, sunk by rivers decades ago. The cool, deep waters preserve these artifacts like a time capsule, offering a haunting glimpse into the past. Divers today explore this underwater forest, encountering ancient tree trunks and imagining the lumberjacks' lives from over 100 years ago, making it a unique historical treasure beneath one of America's most beautiful lakes.
Good morning. Listen up. Stay out of the water. Stay off of the water. I have been saying it for probably about a year. I started talking about travel, but now is not the time to be on the water and it's not the time to be in the skies, okay? We are undergoing a massive paradigm shift. If you are paying attention, you are witnessing a grand reset. Don't pay attention to the chaos. Just sit back and understand that you are watching realities collapse. You are watching almost like an action movie. There's a grand reset taking place, and with reset comes transmutation of energy, meaning energy has to be transferred, reshaped, transmuted, changed, neutralized. If it's it has to be neutralized so that it can return to be used again. We have been thriving off of pain, hate, rage, fury for decades. The time of peace is at hand. but there is always chaos before the peace. I have a tattoo on my arm that says, embrace the chaos. When I got that message, I was nowhere near where I am right now, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. I just got that as a message. And I tatted it on me because I knew in my heart that it was something I needed to remember. Embrace the chaos. You should be transforming who you are as a person at this moment. You should be reevaluating every area of your life. Not to ramble, because I was supposed to be talking about the water. The water is a conduit. It is a conductive channel. It is sentient. It is alive. It is alive. The water is alive. It is charged with energy and it is governed by the moon. You are water as well, greater than 60%. That's why you feel changes within yourself. There's a lot of energy being transmuted and it's being done specifically in the water because of the energy right now that's ruling in the planets. Mama Oya, if you subscribe to ATR, you know, but the energy right now is fury and rage and all of that being neutralized. Stay off of the water. There was a lot of life lost this weekend. Stay off of the water. I see they suspended the search for that little girl. I knew that they would. They're not gonna find her. I read a interview where one of the ladies who was rescuing the family, helping rescue the family when that little girl went under, she said that area of the water turned black. Like you couldn't see through it. She said nobody had ever seen that before. It turned black. That was a portal that opened up. The water spirits ushered that baby girl in. They were never gonna find her. I just wanted to wait until they suspended the search to say something. Stay off of the water. Have a good one.